Lennox Lewis knows that if he wants to prove himself the best as he so craves, he has to convince the American public. He will have to dominate and land his powerful, accurate shots early. He needs another breathtaking win. But at the same time, he must not be careless as he was against Briggs. His concentration seemed to be lacking and his stamina looks suspect. The jab is crucial to Lewis. When on form, it sets up his bigger shots and is damaging in its own right. This could turn into a battle of jabs as MAVROVIC relies heavily on his. See how it snaps his opponent's head back and allows him to dictate the fight. He must try to outbox Lewis, utilising his speed. The challenger is a typical upright European boxer with good technical skills and sharp, accurate punches. When given the chance to unload, watch out for the Croat's overhand right. But how will MAVROVIC cope mentally when he sees the sheer size and glare of Lewis, which has intimidated so many? I don't think he will cope, and I tip Lewis to win by the halfway stage.
Here's a little bit of what happened at the weigh-in. Maybe you haven't seen these pictures already. There were some big surprises here, or rather little surprises if you follow me. MAVROVIC at his lightest for more than 3.5 years, 15 stone 4 1/4. What did you make of that, Julius?
Not good. Not good for him anyway. You know?
Why?
He's too small. You know, he's fighting. The old adage in boxing is a good big one will always beat a good small one.
Lewis was 243 pounds, 17 stone 5. He'd weighed exactly that for his last outing against Shannon Briggs. Gary, any thoughts on this massive differential? 2 stone.
I think there is a big difference. Lewis is always intent in clubbing people. He's the big puncher. MAVROVIC is the wee guy, and he's very, very quick. And you've seen Lewis got troubled by Briggs, and he took a good right-hander off him. The way MAVROVIC is going to have to win this fight, he's going to have to come in. Maybe the speed will be too quick for Lennox. As long as he can take that and overcome it, he'll.
Duke, having mentioned the Briggs fight last time out, do you look back upon that night as a series of risks taken by Lennox Lewis?
Yeah. Lennox,
would you expect to see the same tonight?
He obviously wanted to impress.
It was a thrilling night to watch.
He wanted to impress and walked out with his chin hanging up in the air and nearly paid the ultimate price. You know, nearly got beat. But you know, showed the qualities of a great champion because he just weathered the storm and came back with his own bigger shots.
Now, do you see him trying to fight the same fight tonight or different?
No, I think he'll fight a completely different fight. I think he'll come out and box sensible for the first couple of rounds. You know, that to me would prove the wiser strategy against a smaller guy who's got to be quicker. You know, MAVROVIC, he's got a nice upright European style. He punches quite well. I mean, obviously, Lennox has got the equaliser, and he's like two stone plus heavier than MAVROVIC. But you know, MAVROVIC's no slouch. I think he's going to be up for the fight big time.
Introducing first, in the blue corner, wearing white and weighing 214 1/4 pounds. He comes to the ring with a perfect professional record, consisting of 27 straight victories, 22 of which are by knockout. He has traveled thousands of miles and waited his entire career for this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, from Zagreb, Croatia, here is the former undefeated European heavyweight champion and the WBC #1 ranked heavyweight challenger in the world, Shelko MAVROVIC. And across the ring, in the red corner, wearing white trimmed with red, weighing 243 pounds. He comes to the ring tonight with an outstanding professional record. Since capturing Olympic gold in 1988, he has 23 professional victories, 27 by knockout, with only one defeat, and that defeat has been avenged. From London, England, presenting the two-time heavyweight world champion, the reigning and defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Referee Frank Cappuccino was in charge of the Lewis-Briggs fight, the last one in which Lewis won in 5 rounds after early scares. A chilling look from the champion.
Good evening, gentlemen. Both of you were given your instructions in the dressing room. Both of you touch gloves, touch gloves, touch gloves. The back, I'll leave it with you.
They didn't want to touch gloves. There's been a little bit of bad blood. The MAVROVIC camp say Lewis has got a dodgy chin, that he's there to be taken. MAVROVIC trained by Darky Smith from Staffordshire. How will Lewis start? Against Briggs, he went for it very, very early and tried to blast him out of there. He nearly paid for that. What happens this time? Will MAVROVIC freeze in the way that Galota did a little when faced with Lewis's bulk and power? Lewis's trainer Emmanuel Stewart was saying before this that style-wise this is the worst fight that Lewis could have. Good right hand from him early there. Does MAVROVIC react, I wonder, Glenn, when he feels the power for the first time?
Well, that's what makes the difference. MAVROVIC doesn't look intimidated. He's come to put Lewis straight on the back foot and take the fight to him. He's got to try and do that behind his jab. That's the best tactic for him. Just try and eliminate the jab of Lewis.
Yes, Lewis has struggled with that before. Out-jabbed by Ray Mercer and by Frank Bruno for quite a long time as well. Just no telling, really, how good MAVROVIC might be, because he is an unbeaten fighter. Fast hands and clipping Lewis with that right hand. None of Lewis's last 4 opponents has managed to take him beyond 5 rounds. He's getting the reputation as a demolition artist, but he may have to show more than that. There's a lovely right hand from Lewis there, but MAVROVIC took it well enough.
Lewis is starting to get his jab working. That looks good for Lewis when he does.
Pretty cagey opening round, and it might develop into a battle of the jabs. Lewis doing better with that so far. MAVROVIC has looked as if he might have some business to do with that right hand, Glenn.
Yes, he's going for that shot. He's trying to catch a lazy left jab from Lewis. Lewis sometimes brings it back very low, and MAVROVIC trying to make that work in his favor by countering with good rights.
MAVROVIC very much out of the paddling pool and into the deep, deep ocean here. How will he cope? Lewis just doing that bit more in this opening session. Verdict on that opening round, Glenn?
Well, it was a decent first round. MAVROVIC tried to take the fight to Lewis, trying to just get him out of his pace, but Lewis got all right and used the jab well.
up your right hand, he's trying to keep jabbing it up high, and keep your right hand in here. Don't get it out of here, because you're going to catch him when he's throwing, because if he runs in that, he's like that. Right through the middle.
Down the middle, baby.
Right
down the middle.
Every right hand, clean it up.
There's Darky Smith. A Romany gypsy, 56 years of age. Bit of an odd couple, him and MAVROVIC. Danny Mancini in there as well.
And stay snapping with the shots on the point. Stay snapping with the shots on the point. And bring the shit down the middle. Come back with a hook though.
Second round, due to go 12, of course. WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Lennox Lewis making the 4th defense of his 2nd reign. He's been at this business at the top level now for a long time. Lewis just leering, a little smile at MAVROVIC there.
Decent jab there from MAVROVIC. That's good work from him behind the jab. That upsets Lewis when he's pushed onto the back foot and he doesn't get his own jab working.
It's a more cautious Lewis this time than we've seen in recent fights. Deciding maybe he needs to pace it a little bit better than he did with Briggs.
Well, he's having a look at MAVROVIC. I think MAVROVIC has surprised him a little in the fact that he's confident enough to take the fight to Lewis.
Both trying to be first with that left jab, and MAVROVIC hoping to hit the jackpot with the right hand. Now that's a class piece of work by Lewis there. Just opening up properly for the first time, momentarily anyway.
It's the better part of the round for Lewis. He's boxing well, thinking, just waiting for the counter, coming with his jab and then following up with the right hand.
Looking for that overhand right time and again, MAVROVIC. Hoping that there may just be a weakness somewhere around Lewis's chin. Remember, he was stopped, albeit on his feet, by Oliver McCall in a couple of rounds. Some minor damage to the right eye of MAVROVIC developing, Glenn.
Yes, that's just marking up just under the right eye. I think that's the work from the jab from Lewis.
Lewis attempting to prove here, Glenn, that he can box as well as blast.
Well, I think he's having to, because MAVROVIC is very cagey coming to him, and I think Lewis is having to think, having to work out that jab and keep an eye on that long right hand that MAVROVIC has.
That was a closer round.
A much more even round. I thought MAVROVIC had his successes. Lewis come out with a few good combinations, but MAVROVIC looks dangerous. He's pushing Lewis onto the back foot, and that's good for MAVROVIC.
He's getting tired now. There's nothing there He's tired now, you understand? Don't stand in front of him, because he's just getting off of them long jabs. You okay? To hustle with him, make your moves up.
Well, they say Lewis is tired already. They're just trying to chew their man up.
Well, I think that's a bit of, obviously, the mind games. Psychologically, they're trying to keep his belief up. It's good work from MAVROVIC. That overhand, right hand looks dangerous, but they're just trying to G him up. This is good work from MAVROVIC.
Let's go, seconds, let's go.
And here comes round 3. Certainly a feeling about this fight that if MAVROVIC could get to the halfway point, it might get particularly interesting.
Well, I think The Lewis corner must have told him, man, he's got to try and start imposing himself. He's allowing MAVROVIC to have centre ring and push him back. And Lewis has got to use his strength now, start forcing MAVROVIC onto the back foot.
This is more Lewis, the chess play, but a good right hand from MAVROVIC. That was his best right so far. That one did land flush. But he's not really known as a concussive puncher, MAVROVIC.
But when you're still that sort of size and that sort of class, if you hit somebody, you will hurt them. Lewis can't afford it. He keeps bringing the left hand back to his waist. He's got to bring it back higher up.
Cut underneath the right eye, MAVROVIC, on the cheekbone by the look of it. Some damage further up as well.
A smile from Lennox Lewis over the shoulder of MAVROVIC, but I think he respects MAVROVIC taking the fight to him.
MAVROVIC's camp this week. He thought they were a bit edgy earlier in the week, but they grew more confident as the week grew on. And Darky Smith, the trainer, was saying to me yesterday, make no mistake, Lewis will be knocked out. It's the sort of thing fight camps say, but they've been very single-minded in the build-up, and he's been training for this fight for a year, really, MAVROVIC. Hasn't been in the ring for 11 months to maintain his ranking. Good work doubling up on the jab there with Lewis.
Well, I think we can forget about any thoughts of MAVROVIC being unnerved or psyched out in this fight. He's got his game plan, he knows what he's got to do, and at this moment he's doing it quite well.
Well, Evander Holyfield was taken all the way by the supposedly modest Vaughn Bean last Saturday. Will MAVROVIC stretch Lewis into a long-distance affair here?
Well, I think they'll be looking to try and test the stamina of Lennox Lewis, but this is a good round for MAVROVIC, who's scored time and time again with that overhand right.
Maybe the first two, that's what I call easy. You may have gotten it for jab, but he's throwing right hands, and you're shielding the right hands, but you got to start returning something to make him quit throwing some of the right hand. Shield it, come back with your straight right hand. You understand? You got to make him quit throwing that left hand. Right now, either throw a check hook. You see it come and throw the check hook, either shield it and come back, or either rolling. You let him go.
Can you feel the makings of a shock here, Glenn?
How you feel?
I think the longer it goes, the more it will look that it could be a possibility. He did seem at the end of that one just to start opening the mouth, gasping for breath. It suits MAVROVIC to make this a hard fight, to really test the stamina of Lewis.
Very good right hand, that one, from MAVROVIC. That's the honey punch for him. That's the one he's looking for. And Lewis was doing some decent work behind that jab work as well. The cut's not a problem at the moment for MAVROVIC. Oh, decent right hand. That was the best right hand yet Lewis has managed. He senses he's got his man going, and he's a really big finisher, Lewis. MAVROVIC holding on, showing his experience, buying a bit of time. I think that one shook him up.
That was a good right hand, and he followed up. This is where Lewis is very good, where he can use his strength, put good punches together.
Lewis ups the stakes, lifts the tempo at the start of round 4. The best punches so far, the best burst so far from the defending world champion. Oh, and another one. MAVROVIC can't afford to keep getting hit by them.
Now you see the style of MAVROVIC is just starting to come apart a little. He looks anxious, he's starting to wave his arms about.
The body shot looked quite hurtful too. MAVROVIC was trying to get away from it on those ropes. But Lewis here into an altogether different gear in the fourth. Which raises the question of whether he was having a look at MAVROVIC for a while.
But I think he was taken a little by surprise. He didn't expect somebody coming straight out at him. Fighters don't normally do that to Lennox Lewis.
Watch the punching around the back of the head. Warning from Frank Cappuccino. Hasn't had to do much so far. Much higher work rate from Lewis here, forcing MAVROVIC onto the back foot and dictating the pace now. He's beginning to catch him with ominous regularity.
The Lewis corner much happier now. Lewis starting to throw good punches, looking to gain authority in the ring now.
Fair left hook from MAVROVIC, and the right hand too. This Croatian is as fit as a flea for this. That's why he's coming at his latest for 3 years, whether it's a good idea or not. And some warm weather training in that, which might partly explain the surprisingly low weight.
Stop! Break! Stop! Break!
All too untidy. Last few seconds of the fourth round, a round in which Lewis has started very strong, but MAVROVIC held his own in the second half of the round. But Lewis's round.
Yes, a good Lewis round, but MAVROVIC showing himself to be a tough character, coming back towards the end of the round, trying to get right hands going.
Listen, don't stand in front of him, Joko. You know, when you stand in front, waiting, you get off for that long jab. Hustle all the time, hustle side to side, box one side, box. His mouth's open now. Can you imagine if it's 3 or 4 more rounds, you keep hustling all the time. Don't stand in front, all right? Don't go for the right hand at the top all the time either. Let's look at the left hook.
First punch in this round.
Yeah, but you know he's going to come out fast in this round.
Well, they're trying to keep his spirits up there and trying to make him believe that in time things will turn his way.
Well, he's still got enough condition to be talking between rounds. He seems very intelligent. He knows the fight he's trying to fight. Good right hand from MAVROVIC just at the end of the round there.
Round 5. We wondered, of course, how MAVROVIC would cope with Lewis's power, and you'd have to say in that last round he passed the test.
Yes, he did. There were some good punches from Lewis, but Lewis needs to keep the pressure on. That's where he's best. He's a good finisher.
I think you have to ask the question as well, Glenn, with MAVROVIC. Does he have enough real sting and bite and dynamite in his shots to really trouble Lewis, even when he does get through with those right hands?
Well, you think the best chance he has when Lewis starts to tire. That's when it will be easier for him to get through, easier for him to hurt Lewis. It's a long while since Lewis has gone past 5 rounds. He's used to quick finishing.
This is a favourite round of his, the 5th.
Hold. Let's stop the holding, both of them.
McCall back in 1 day, Briggs all over in 5 recently. Oh, lovely uppercut. Class shot, really class shot from Lewis. Breathing heavily again, Lennox Lewis, but 1 or 2 observers have said that's just the way he fights, doesn't necessarily mean he's running out of petrol.
Yes, I think the camp say it's a trait that they've tried to correct, because obviously with his jaw open he could get a broken jaw, but they think he's always done that right from the amateur days.
Very stiff left jab, which made MAVROVIC give half a yard. Two-punch combination again, and how soon before those kind of shots begin to dispirit? MAVROVIC walked into a right hand to the body too.
He yelped with that body shot.
These are heavier shots. He's showing a lot of grit, MAVROVIC, but he's now knowing what it is, the reality of mixing in the big league.
Yes, that was good variety from Lewis. He started with left hooks. MAVROVIC consciously brought his hands up. Lewis coming with a good right hand to the body.
Ooh, and there's another one of those heavy punches. Emmanuel Stewart calls Lewis one of the big four born from the cradle heavyweight punchers of the last 25 years.
Well, this is really where Lewis's power begins to tell. He's got the distance right now. He's starting to unload. Lots of variety in there, and you can tell MAVROVIC is now starting to hurt.
And Lewis did a number on him in that round.
Whatever reason, he doesn't counterpunch. He's a good guy coming forward, but when you come to him, he don't counterpunch. Okay, he does not counterpunch. So when you go into him, all he's doing is trying to anticipate your move. He does not get on a counterpunch in a state of mind, so keep taking the fight to him, because he cannot counterpunch. Once you go forward, the whole fight changes its whole
Emmanuel Stewart, he reads the fight so well. He knows that he's a different fighter on the back foot, MAVROVIC. We've observed that, and he knows that he has to take the fight to him.
Because he's hustling you out of it. You know, you're waiting and waiting, you've got to hustle.
You do feel here as if the tide is running quite seriously against MAVROVIC at this stage. Lewis has stepped it up and effectively.
Really good. That was a beautiful right uppercut. Look at that. Really, he didn't quite get it full on, just caught the end of the chin, but certainly MAVROVIC would have felt it.
And so into round 6. As long as Lewis has had to go in recent fights, now can MAVROVIC snarl any more defiance? He's beginning to get cuffed around here. This extra 2 stones, this extra power, you feel at the moment might be decisive. These are very precise and very hurtful shots indeed. He's pouring him around like a big cat, isn't he?
Yes, he has the power to do that. He's such a strong man, but he's such an athlete as well.
Stop. Break.
Now Lewis has complete control, centering, beautiful uppercut.
Well, that was a counter shot, wasn't it, too? He hit him with the right hand, and the counter was a right uppercut. Class shot from Lewis. MAVROVIC, you feel he's thinking, well, I've hit him with some of my best shots, and I can't make a dent in him.
Yes, you can just see how hard it is for MAVROVIC now. He's desperately trying to find something that'll get through, but it's just so difficult.
MAVROVIC bad in each one of these shots to just get Lewis going a little, to give him some ground for hope, but he's really digging in now, the challenger from Croatia. This fight is being beamed live back to MAVROVIC's homeland. Croatia, population 5 million. Ooh, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4 punch combination.
You don't often in heavyweight boxing see good combinations like that, delivered so well. This really is a good time in Lennox Lewis's career. He's really starting to have that maturity, put his shots together so well.
Lewis at the moment dominant. Just trying to line him up with the jab and work the other shots off that. These right hands through the middle and finding their target with alarming regularity as far as the Croatian is concerned.
Lewis really has MAVROVIC on the run now. There doesn't seem a great deal he can do when he tries to counter-punch MAVROVIC. He likes to come forward, but he's unable to do that.
The blood seems worse from the eye, now splattered on the shorts, and from the nose as well. It's another round to Lewis, and he's pulling away at the moment. And it's rather as we thought it might be before. And he just looks a heavyweight from the top of the Premier League against a fellow who's not up in that elite class at the moment.
Well, he's doing it so well. I think you can't criticise Lewis at all. He's had a look at MAVROVIC. He's figured him out. MAVROVIC did well to take the fight to Lewis. Now Lewis has changed it all around. Real thinking fighter. Now he's got centre of the ring. Now he's controlling the fight behind his jab, looking to open MAVROVIC up with good combinations.
Start cutting him off. Cut that ring off, though. Either which way you cut the ring off and dig to the body. Dig to the body.
Keep the pressure on.
Well, is this the greatest heavyweight in the world? He's been denied the chance to prove it, Lennox Lewis, with Tyson, with Bowe, and with Evander Holyfield.
Beautiful punches from Lewis. The right hand just missed. The uppercut certainly didn't.
Round 7. Can MAVROVIC engineer any change in the plot? Good right hand from him right at the start of the round, but somehow his punches just seem to be bouncing off Lewis.
I've got it. Lewis pulling away, 59-56, 3-point margin now, looking in complete control.
And I have it a little wider than that too. Oh, uppercut, thrown fast. He does love that shot, that right uppercut, Lennox Lewis.
Break. Step back. Break. Come on, you guys. Let him go, Lennox. Let him go.
Frank Cappuccino, the referee, was taking a rather closer look at MAVROVIC in between the rounds last time. That's a decent shot twice, that uppercut from the challenger.
That eye's marking up worse now, MAVROVIC, both above the eye and below.
Just that horrible feeling for him in his corner that maybe bit by bit Lewis is busting him up in there.
Well, this is a brave effort from MAVROVIC. He's still trying to land with that right hand, find a punch that can make a dent in the defenses of Lennox Lewis.
Just wonder what the American boxing writers are making of this performance. One of them, one of the top writers, John Saraceno, was saying that Lewis needs to alter the perspective that he's just a one-trick power puncher who's handicapped by limited skills and defense and stamina, which is harsh.
An excellent left hook from MAVROVIC and an uppercut. He's getting through now.
Lewis suddenly looking tired. He was caught by that rally, and MAVROVIC staging a comeback here. Look at this. At last, Lewis really being asked the question, what grit from MAVROVIC. Lewis on those ropes and looking hurt.
Well, what about this from MAVROVIC? Where's he getting this from? He started with a left hook, he's followed it up well.
Oh, and he walked into a right hand, but then Lewis found a right of his own. Big right hands from both of them. MAVROVIC hit him with a cracking right, and Lewis came back with a better one. But Lewis, is his stamina just beginning to run out a little?
Well, Liam, what an excellent heavyweight fight this is.
Whoa, say that again. You saw MAVROVIC's girlfriend Yelena, there she is. They suddenly believe.
When he's turning the ropes like that, I told you that his hands up in the air, he's in the hands. Start switching downstairs. Bang, 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 bang underneath. How you feel? Okay? You all right? How much is finished? 5 rounds to go.
What about this now then? It looks different again, doesn't it?
Well, that was a real dogged attempt from MAVROVIC. He caught Lewis with an excellent left hook, followed it up very well, kept the pressure on, and I thought Lewis was hurt in that round. He looked tired, he looked disorganised, and MAVROVIC really showing grit and determination.
There's an uppercut in there, and I wonder if they're going to show us that left hook that MAVROVIC produced. And there was that cracking right back from Lewis, who in the past has been accused of maybe lacking real desire, but I think he showed that against Ray Mercer in that close fight in New York. Now then, will Lewis look to show Mavrovic again here who is the boss, or can the challenger cause some more surprises? Definite twist in the plot, though, in that 7th round.
And what else has Mavrovic got? Can he find another big left hook to worry Lennox Lewis?
Well, I was saying a couple of rounds ago that Mavrovic psychologically needed to have a little spell where he could make a dent in Lewis, and I think he did that.
Yes, that may well could have been a last-ditch effort, or that could have given him the confidence to really push him on.
1-2-3 punch combination from Lewis has come back well after the minute's break.
Well, anybody that thought this was going to be an easy fight for Lewis has been proven wrong.
And what an explosive looking right uppercut again. Mavrovic, don't question his chin.
Oh, wow, what a right hand. Lewis just leaned back on the ropes there, allowed Mavrovic to step forward, and Mavrovic made him pay.
This has developed now into a potentially dangerous trapdoor for Lewis. Mavrovic, you sense, wants this with his very being.
Right hand from Mavrovic. Lewis changing tactics. Now he's starting to move. I don't really think that suits Lewis on the back foot. He becomes under pressure. Mavrovic is better on the front foot. Lewis has got to try and get control again.
Well, we're into the late rounds now, and common consent was that this might be Mavrovic's kind of territory in the fight. Again, the 2-punch combination from Lewis. How is Mavrovic taking some of these and staying upright? The answer is fantastic conditioning, resilience and durability. I thought Lewis came back pretty well in that one.
Yes, he did. He started to get the centre of the ring and throw punches, but Mavrovic still very dangerous.
Working with the left uppercut. He's open. He's blowing really tired now. Breathe up.
Breathe up, Butch. Come on, come on.
Breathe up.
We're still in this fight. Come on. Come on, if you want to win, you've got to keep...
Start pushing him back, man. Just start pushing him back. Breathe out. Breathe out.
Some input there from Harold Knight, the old lightweight contender, who's called the Shadow, has been with Lennox Lewis a long time. That uppercut was some shot, wasn't it?
It really was. Some good work in this round. They're both having to dig very deep now. And this could get down to who wants this fight more. Another good right hand. How has Mavrovic took the punches that Lennox Lewis has thrown at him?
We're at the 2/3 of the way through the point of the fight mark here as we go into the 9th round. Lewis must be in a decent lead, you would think, here, but this is no formality. Mavrovic still looks full of fight and defiance.
There's just 2 points ahead I have him. Mavrovic just coming back more into the fight as Lennox Lewis maybe starts to tire. Big punches from Lennox Lewis now. He's really setting his feet.
There's no real evidence, is there, for this suspect stamina thing about Lennox Lewis. He went 12 rounds with Tucker and he did 10 hard rounds with Mercer. Okay, he was breathing hard after 4 with Shannon Briggs last time, but as we said, that might be a little idiosyncrasy of his.
Well, I think, you know, he obviously, you do get tired. He works very hard during a fight, but certainly tiredness has never let him down before.
Stop! Break! Break! Step back!
MAVROVIC with a long left uppercut there, just pushing Lennox Lewis back.
Lewis's corner have told him, forget the power, concentrate on speed. Ooh, 2 wicked-looking body shots.
That's something that I think Lewis should have done more. He maybe said that was a bit low.
I couldn't see that myself. I didn't think they were low, but maybe the replay will reveal otherwise. Lewis was fairly astounded to be pulled up for that. No point deduction, though. It's been a good fight, hasn't it?
It's been an excellent heavyweight fight. Real good action throughout.
This may well now come down to who has got the lasting power, the stamina, the guts, the desire late on.
Well, Lewis has been through it all before. Has he still got that hunger? Does he still want it that much? I think MAVROVIC is going to ask him those questions.
Oh, some lovely boxing skills from Lewis there. Just trying something a little different, looking to outbox MAVROVIC, as the corner were maybe suggesting to him. Well, I've given that to Lewis again. I must say I've got it a bit wider than you, Glenn. You had it 2 points after the last round. Lewis in a pretty significant lead myself. But you're a better scorer than me, usually. I've noticed.
I'm not sure about that, Ian. But he's still, for me, he's still ahead, Lewis. Probably 3 points.
You don't have to worry about getting hit with him.
But nice work there. He just moved, punched from the outside, and showed good skills.
What a great effort this is from MAVROVIC, though, whatever happens now.
It really is. He's really boxed very well indeed. True grit, determination. There's the low punch. It was just a waistband to me. It didn't look anything really bad.
Keep pushing him back.
If anything, it was south, I think. I thought it was clean when I saw it at real speed, but yeah, I think Frank Cappuccino probably had a point, but never mind. MAVROVIC didn't make anything of it. Here's the 10th round, 3 to go. A much, much tougher fight for Lennox Lewis than many people imagined, but maybe those people underestimated MAVROVIC.
Big left hook there for Lewis. He's still trying to keep MAVROVIC on the back foot, and that was again a good combination.
See, people always say about these fighters, you know, who haven't fought anybody much. They say, well, who's he fought? He can't do anything. Who's he fought? There was a stage in everybody's career when you could say that about them.
That's exactly right. He was European champion. He's beat everybody they put in front of him. He's done it very well. You know, he's in the punch. I'm not sure whether he stumbled or he's hurt there.
Oh, MAVROVIC, left hook. MAVROVIC must have had real grounds for hope in that 7th round that Lewis's tank was flickering near empty. Hasn't quite worked out that way, unfortunately for him. And Lennox has tried to just box him the last couple of rounds, but there's a way to go yet. Cracking right hand, MAVROVIC still got the hand speed. I think Lewis has shown here he's taken enough to suggest that his whiskers are quite all right, thank you.
Yes, he's had to take some solid punches from MAVROVIC. He's also shown that he's got a lot of heart as well, Lewis. This has been a tough fight. He's answered a lot of questions.
And they'll both be tiring now. It's been a fast pace. Lewis has won the battle of the jabs, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He's kept control of the jab. He's also mixed it up well. He's shown why he's such a good champion. He can box, he can stand, he can do most things in there, Lennox Lewis.
Different tactics now from Lewis, who's been told by the corner to not really go looking for the knockout. And I think he's outboxing MAVROVIC at the moment, piling on the points. Glenn, we may be at the point where MAVROVIC needs a knockdown or two or stoppage to win this.
Yes, he really needs a big finish. It's been an excellent, entertaining fight. He's put up a tremendous display, MAVROVIC. He's really made Lewis have to think in there. But I think at this stage now, he needs something very big indeed.
Short shots now. Short shot. He's working too now. He's tired. He can't see it.
This is where all that high altitude training in Big Bear, California, beautiful countryside where Lewis trains, comes into play. Didn't stop him taking that right hand, mind you.
No, he's had to be hit, but he's took it all very well. That was a good punch. Really got his weight behind that MAVROVIC, but just a half smile from Lewis.
Round. MAVROVIC has proved his worth here as a challenger. Croatia full of sporting surprises in 1998. After the World Cup, Željko MAVROVIC. What drama is there still to come in the last two chapters here?
MAVROVIC still showing grit, still wanting to try and unload that right hand. Lewis just holding on for a second, just having a breather in there.
Quiet 11th round so far. Lewis may have got to the point where he'll look to just keep himself out of trouble if he can and coast home on the scorecards, but it might not be as simple as that. Ooh, the body shots were good.
I would have liked to have seen Lewis throw more body punches. He had good success with those.
Big gulp of air from Lewis just now.
He is looking tired in this 11th round. Now the movement stopped. He's having to stand and trade with MAVROVIC, and MAVROVIC looking the fresher.
Two tired fighters. MAVROVIC rather walked onto the right hand there. All those who asked whether Lewis could find the motivation for what seemed a routine defence have been answered. He looked rather off balance there as he took that left hand.
Well, he is looking very tired now, Lewis.
And that might just be a glimmer of hope for MAVROVIC. He may be sensing that there. He looks like he's going through treacle at the moment, Lewis, but he still is planting those feet, and now he is looking for the power shots again. MAVROVIC keeps on absorbing this stuff. Don't ask me how.
Well, he's so tired, Lewis, but he's just leaping in with every bit of strength.
Terrific shot. Stiffened the legs of MAVROVIC, but still he stays upright. This brave, courageous and skillful man from Croatia. Well, my scorecard says Lennox Lewis is a long way clear, but that doesn't begin to tell the story of what a hard battle this has been.
It doesn't. It's been a terrific fight. Lewis has been such an entertainer. He's really given his all. MAVROVIC has pushed him all the way, shown real toughness and pride.
Come on, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Just throw the uppercuts, all right? You've got to work non-stop.
Well, they want him to throw uppercuts, work non-stop, MAVROVIC. That's where Lewis suddenly looked a bit disorganised and tired, but he keeps coming back with more. I don't think anybody should be too critical of Lewis's performance. I think you have to praise MAVROVIC. He'll get more work over here.
MAVROVIC is fighting the fight of his life. This is the biggest ambition in his life. He's going for it with everything. And Lennox Lewis is boxing an excellent fight and showing some great qualities.
12th and final round. Lewis, we think, with a handy lead on the scorecards. We don't know, of course, that's only our judgment, but can MAVROVIC exploit any stamina deficiencies or tiredness in Lewis late on? How much has he got left? Vicious looking right hand from Lewis.
MAVROVIC just stands there in defiance, taking the punch.
His corner have asked him for uppercuts. He can't get near enough at the moment for one of them. Well, this is one of Lewis's toughest fights. I'd say after the Ray Mercer fight, the toughest. The uneventful round is in Lewis's favour. You would think he's the one we suspect has the lead.
This will be making Lewis realise that the young guns are coming up behind him now.
70 seconds remaining. MAVROVIC gathers himself for one last rally, but Lewis, his pride will not allow him to be dominated for very long. MAVROVIC marked around the face. He's taken any number of huge shots that would put a lot of men away. This would have been over a long time ago with some other men. It's been a heroic effort from the Croatian as we enter the last half minute.
Well, he's given Lewis such a fight. He's still coming forward. So tough, such a character.
Oh, clipped again, but still there. MAVROVIC, this man who only eats organically produced food. Must be something in that, you know.
There must be.
Gonna try it.
Yeah, me too.
It's nearly all over now. You're going to hear the bell any second. This is going to the scorecards. There it is. Lewis raises his arms aloft. The two fighters embrace. And that has been a heck of a battle. He needed every minute of his training for that, Lewis.
Look how tight he is in the corner there. He had to work so hard. What a valiant effort from Jelko MAVROVIC. He really has pushed Lewis. But it was still, for me, a fine display from Lennox Lewis. He proved why he's such a great fighter.
I think Lewis has won that by a fair way.
Yes, I've got it by 6 rounds, 118 to 112. A big winner on my card, Lennox Lewis. But as you said, Ian, that doesn't tell the story of the fight.
Doesn't. And I think too, MAVROVIC knows probably the way this has gone. I would think you're going to get a unanimous decision for Lennox Lewis. And he's going to hold on to his title. But MAVROVIC has arrived at world level. His level of performance tonight might well have been good enough against other men on other nights to win him a world championship.
Well, I don't think there'll be too many people want to get in the ring with MAVROVIC. He's a very dangerous fighter. He will give anybody a fight, and I'm sure, as you said, you know, what would it be like if MAVROVIC was fighting Holyfield? I thought it was a great fight from Lennox Lewis. MAVROVIC pushed him all the way, but he showed so much class, and he just had everything a boxer needs, Lewis.
So we await the collation of the scorecards. The judges from Belgium, Italy, the USA. There were going to be 3 American judges, but the MAVROVIC camp didn't like that. They thought that would favour Lewis. So 2 Europeans were brought in. So I don't know what scorecards they're going to come up with here, but on this Mohican Indian reservation, this special tent with 5,000 fans inside, they've seen a very good heavyweight championship fight here. They used to fight around here with tomahawks and arrows, but they didn't half do bad with boxing gloves tonight. And he waits. Always that agonizing wait. I suppose he's thinking, well, I think I've won it, but you're still waiting till you actually hear it.
I don't think even Lennox is as casual that way.
No.
And there's still always where you know how it felt inside, but you don't know how other people saw the fight.
Yeah. So you will have been through that moment a few times, wouldn't you?
Once or twice I have.
Here we go.
Here at the Mohegan Sun Casino, we go to the Budweiser scorecards. Tommy Kazmarek has it 119 to 109. Bob Logis scores it 117 to 112. And Francisco Chimale scores it 117 to 111 for the winner by unanimous decision and still WBC heavyweight champion of the world,